Hi guys, my name is Lauren and this is your 10-minute hip mobility routine. What you're gonna need for this routine is a yoga mat and a yoga block or a towel that you can roll up or a pillow, okay? So we're gonna start with hip cars. We're gonna start in a sideline position. So you're gonna come down to the ground on your side and then you're just gonna rest your head on that yoga block for support. We're gonna bend our knees at 90. We wanna make sure that our hips and our shoulders are staying nice and stacked, okay? From here, we're going to bring our top knee to our chest as far as we can. Once you get there, you can stop for a second. Then we're gonna open up, trying to bring that knee to the back wall behind us. We wanna make sure that we're keeping our hips stacked, so as far as you can. From there, we're gonna internally rotate at the femur. So imagining your femur is on a rotisserie, you're internally rotating as far as you can. Your foot is coming back as you internally rotate. Then you're gonna kick back towards your head as far as you can, trying to get that hip extension. And then you're gonna bring your knee down and forward to meet that bottom knee, okay? Now we're gonna go in reverse. So we're bringing our heel back as far as we can, keeping our hips nice and stacked. Then we're gonna open up, bring that knee towards the back wall as you bring your knee back into your armpit. And then you're gonna circle around and down to meet your bottom knee, okay? We're gonna do one more rep. So starting from the top, we're gonna bring that knee in towards our chest. And then we're gonna open up towards the back wall as far as you can. Once you hit that roadblock, you're gonna go ahead and internally rotate. Then you're gonna kick that foot back behind you. And then you're gonna bring your knee down and forward to meet that bottom knee. Now we're gonna go in reverse. So we're kicking that heel back. Then we're opening up, bringing that knee up towards your armpit. Continuing on with that circle, all the way up, and then down to meet your bottom knee, okay? So now we're going to, while we're staying sideline, you're gonna take your yoga block and you're gonna place it in between your knees here, okay? From here, we're going to squeeze that yoga block as hard as we can. You're going to imagine that femur's on a rotisserie again, so we're internally rotating. While we're squeezing the yoga block, we're gonna bring our heel up as far as we can, and we wanna keep our hips nice and stacked. We're gonna hold that for 2 seconds, then we're going to slowly bring it back down. Okay, we wanna control it on the way down. We're gonna do 4 more reps. So internally rotating as far as you can, keeping a squeeze on that yoga block, holding for 2 seconds, and then coming back down. We're gonna do 3 more. Internally rotate and lift, and then down. 2 more. Internally rotate and lift, and then bring it down, and then we're gonna do 1 more. So you're gonna internally rotate and lift. Hold and bring it down, okay? From here, you can move that yoga block off to the side. We're gonna keep our bottom leg bent at 90 degrees. Top leg is going to be extended, okay? We're gonna be on our forearm. If you want, you can make a fist and extend that top arm. We wanna make sure that we're staying nice and tight in the core. This knee, bottom knee, is going to push down into the ground, and we're gonna externally rotate, lifting that heel up as far as you can. You'll feel a squeeze in that glute. We're gonna hold for 2 seconds, and then you're going to release. We're gonna do 4 more reps, staying nice and tight in that midsection, pushing that knee down into the ground, lifting that heel, and release. We're gonna do 3 more. Pushing that knee down, lifting that heel as high as you can, hold and release. We're gonna do 2 more. Lift, hold, release, and 1 more rep. We're going to lift, hold, and release, okay? So now we're gonna do all of that on the other side. So I'm just gonna flip around. flipping onto my left side, getting my yoga block under my head for support, bending both of my knees at 90, hips are nice and stacked, shoulders are nice and stacked. We're gonna start with hip cars. So you're gonna bring that knee into your chest. Then you're going to open up, bringing that knee towards the back wall, remembering to keep your hips nice and stacked. Once you hit that roadblock, we're going to internally rotate. Then you're gonna kick that heel back as far as you can so you can get hip extension. And then we're gonna bring it down and forward to meet our bottom knee, okay? Now we're gonna reverse it. So kicking back as far as we can. Then we're gonna open up as we lift that knee towards our armpit. We're gonna cross our body, bring that knee down and meet that bottom knee. We're gonna do one more rep. So again, lifting that knee up towards your armpit, opening up towards the back wall, internally rotating, kicking that heel back, getting that full hip extension, bringing it down and forward to meet that bottom knee, and now reversing, kicking that heel back, opening up as you lift that knee up towards your armpit, crossing over your body, and then coming down to meet that bottom knee, okay? So now, we're gonna take our yoga block, we're gonna place it in between our legs, and we're gonna do internal rotation, okay? So here, again, keeping our hips stacked, we're gonna squeeze that yoga block with our knee. As we lift, we're gonna internally rotate and lift that heel up. Make sure your yoga block is in place first. Lift that heel up as far as you can. Hold for 2 seconds, and then you're gonna bring that heel back down, nice and controlled. We're gonna do 4 more reps. Squeezing that yoga block, internally rotating, lifting that heel, hold for 2, and relax. We're gonna do 3 more. Squeeze, internally rotate and lift, and release. Again, we wanna make sure that our hips aren't hiking up or spilling back. Squeeze, internally rotate and lift. Hold for 2 seconds and release, and we're gonna do 1 more. So squeezing, internal rotation and lift, and hold, and then go ahead and release, okay? So now we're gonna do external rotation. So yoga block goes off to the side. You're gonna come to your forearm. Bottom leg is gonna stay bent. Top leg is going to be extended. You wanna make sure you're nice and tight in the core. You can lift that arm up to make it harder. We're going to drive this bottom knee into the ground as we externally rotate and lift that heel. We're gonna hold for 2 seconds, and then we're gonna release. Do 4 more reps. So driving that knee down, lifting that heel, trying to get as much external rotation as you can. Go ahead and relax. 3 more reps. Lift and release. And we're gonna do 2 more. Driving that knee down, lifting, getting as much external rotation as you can, and release, and we're gonna do 1 more rep. Lift, hold, and release. Okay guys, so now you're gonna come down to a seated position. We're gonna go nice and wide with our feet, so feet are gonna be outside of our hips. You can place your arms behind you for support. You wanna keep both of our glutes on the ground, okay? We're gonna start with the right leg, and you're gonna internally rotate as far as you can. Hold for 2 seconds, and then we're gonna externally rotate. So we're going the opposite way and hold. Internally rotate for 2, externally rotate for 2. Internally rotate for 3, trying to get that knee down to the ground while keeping your butt on the ground. External rotation for 3. Internal rotation for 4, external rotation for 4, internal rotation for 5, and external rotation for 5, okay? Same thing on the left side. We're gonna go internal rotation for 1, external rotation for 1, internal rotation for 2, external rotation for 2, internal rotation for 3, external rotation for 3. We're gonna do 2 more reps. Internal rotation for 4, external rotation for 4. Last one, internal rotation for 5, and external rotation for 5. Okay, so last thing we're gonna do, we're gonna come down to the ground, so we're lying back. And you can go ahead and extend your left leg. We're gonna bring our right leg up to 90, and we're gonna do axial rotations, okay? So first thing we're gonna do is we're going to externally rotate, so we're bringing our heel towards our right hip, or our left hip, sorry. You're gonna hold for 2 seconds, and then we're gonna internally rotate, so trying to bring that heel out and hold. Go ahead and external rotation for 2, internal rotation for 2, external rotation for 3, internal rotation for 3, external rotation for 4, internal rotation for 4, 1 more rep, external rotation for 5, trying to squeeze out as much as you can, internal rotation for 5. Then you can bring your knee in to your chest, and we're gonna switch. So left leg is coming up to 90. We're gonna start with external rotation, so bringing that heel towards your right hip and hold, and then internal rotation and hold. External rotation for 2, internal rotation for 2. Trying to squeeze as much as you can. External rotation for 3, internal rotation for 3, external rotation for 4, internal rotation for 4. We're going to do 1 more rep. External rotation for 5, internal rotation for 5. Go ahead and bring that knee in towards your chest, and then you can release. And that is it for your hip mobility routine.